I think we should say, you know, we're screwing up.
An oversight hearing on lead-free NYC and the city's enforcement of its existing lead laws began with very direct line of questioning. Questioning directed towards the commissioners heading up NYCHA, HPD, and the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, among others.
What's happening here is you all are sort of patting yourselves on the back for the good work that you're doing, and I want to acknowledge some of the good work, but I don't see any level of self-criticism.
Over and over again, Local Law 1 of 2004 was referenced. It was and continues to be one of the strongest laws on the books addressing lead in New York City and how to keep our residents safe from it. And yet under fire today is the city's enforcement of that very piece of legislation. Matthew Shashir has argued on behalf of victims of lead poisoning for a quarter of a century, the majority children. Just last year at the last oversight hearing, Shashir says his testimony declared how the city failed to issue any violations against landlords for failing to comply with its own standards and lead laws. Since that date, he says only 2 violations were issued.
It tells us that the administration sends a message to landlords that they can continue to violate this law with impunity.
The panel of commissioners insisted behind the scenes aggressive action continues to be taken against lead, though in one moment some shared surprise over statistics shared with members of the city council, but not during lead advisory board meetings over the year.
I'm a little disturbed that every single person you mentioned is sitting on our lead advisory board and did not actually sort of raise this as something or actually check in to find out how the data they had pulled might not actually be correct.
So, you know, one of the things that nearly everyone we spoke to said was that the ultimate goal here is to have 0 children get lead poisoning. That is the ultimate goal here. How to achieve that goal, in part, everyone was saying, has to be the city enforcing its own laws. One of the numbers that we saw continuously come up that was fairly alarming was fines that are issued to landlords are upwards to the $2 million range, and yet the city is actually only collecting a small fraction of that number. We were told roughly around only $10,000. Reporting live from outside of City Hall, I'm Noreen Chaudhry, Pix 11 News.